Happy to be with you here on this Tuesday night. Maureen Langan in for Drex. We're going to dish some dirt here at 8:30 after the news. We're going to have Legal Lady. And Legal Lady, she talks about legal things. Imagine that. What a stretch. But there's a dude who went to jail, 18 years sentenced to jail because he hosted a website for revenge porn. So if you were a dude and you were done wrong by a chick, he posted her goods. You know what I'm saying? 18 years. I can't wait to hear the dirt on this because it's considered a misdemeanor. So why did he get 18 years? Why do people do this type of thing to begin with? Why is it more guys than gals? We'll get into that. Revenge porn. This is nuts to me. There's a man in San Diego who ran a so-called revenge porn site that charged hundreds of bucks to remove anonymously posted nude photos. This man has been sentenced to 18 years in prison, convicted on 21 counts of identity theft and extortion, 6 counts of extortion. His name is Kevin Bollaert. He's 28 years old. He ran the sites yougotposted.com and changemyreputation.com. According to an NPR report, the way it worked, angry lovers could post intimate photos of people as well as gossip about them without their consent on You Got Posted. Then, it became really popular. 10,000 racy photos were posted, mostly of women by guys who were ticked off. When the women got upset, of course, rightfully so, right? They were directed to changemyreputation.com and had to pay $250 to $300 to have photos of themselves taken down. Well, this dude, 18 years in prison, but I want to get more dirt on this. So joining me now to talk about all of this is Legal Lady Mari Fagel. Am I saying your last name right, Legal Lady?
Yes, Mari Fagel.
Mari Fagel, thanks for being with me. I'm Maureen Langan here in for Drex tonight. I really appreciate you joining me tonight. Thank
you for having me.
The pleasure's mine, darling. Okay, so 18 years. What was exactly going on here with this guy? I mean, what did he do that was illegal? It was gross. It was disgusting. But there's so many gross things that go on the internet today. What about this was specifically illegal?
Well, it's funny because what you said was basically what his defense was. It's gross, it's insensitive, but it's not illegal. But it is illegal. That's the catch. He was convicted of 21 counts of identity theft and also 6 counts of extortion. And this was actually under old traditional laws. There are new laws in place in California for revenge porn in specific. The catch here is revenge porn is actually a misdemeanor. He was convicted of 21 felonies. If he were to be convicted under the new law under revenge porn, it would have been a misdemeanor.
See, because I was reading about that, Mari, and it said it's a misdemeanor. I'm thinking, how the heck did somebody get 18 years on a misdemeanor? So the part that's illegal was that he took these women's identities and posted them to the Facebook? Because then everybody's doing identity theft.
But also that he was extorting them.
That part.
The fact that, he would post these photos, he would also ask for and post all this identifying information about them, their names, the cities they lived in, their Facebook, their other social media, and then he would contact these women by email and say, if you want these posts removed, then you have to go to my second site, changemyreputation.com, and you're going to have to pay me up to $350.
What a creep, man. So if he didn't do that part of it, which is the extortion part, do you think he would have gotten this much time?
I don't think so because, the thing is the judge wants to make an example of him. This is a first of its kind case. This is the very first time in the United States that someone who's operating a revenge porn site is being prosecuted. So the judge did want to make an example of him, but the extortion is really the part where not only did he victimize these women, but, he punched them while they were down.
I'm speaking with Mari Fagel. She's Legal Lady. We're talking about this case of revenge porn. This man, it's so-called revenge porn. This guy named Kevin Bollaert, sentenced to 18 years in prison. He's from San Diego, and he had these 2 sites, youposted.com, right? And the other one was,
changemyreputation.com and Change My Reputation.
Yeah, Change My Reputation. His parents say he's very sorry. Do you think he's going to serve 18 years for this, Mari?
No, he'll be eligible to be released at half that time. So after 9 years, if he shows that he's been remorseful and he goes in front of a parole board and he shows that he's thought about this and that he's remorseful, then he'll get released after half the time.
But I understand he didn't make a lot of money off of this.
Well,
I don't know, it makes it right. I'm just wondering.
To me, I think it's a lot of money because he made approximately $900 a month from advertising on the revenge porn site. Then his PayPal account showed that on the Change My Reputation site, he received payments totaling $30,000. That's a lot of money to me for a revenge porn king.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, though, if you're going to go to jail for 18 years, man, you want to be making skillions. You know what I mean? It seems, was he just stupid, or what do you think his personality, psychology was?
I think he was stupid, and I think he was stupid in front of the judge. You know, the judge, when he sentenced him to 18 years, read a part of his transcript where he was asked at one point by a special agent from the state attorney general's office why he started the site, and he said, "I don't know, dude. It was just fun. At the beginning, it was fun and entertaining, but now it's kind of ruining my life." The judge read his very words when he sentenced him.
Whoa, wait a minute. So he wrote, this is what he said in front of a judge. I don't know, I don't know, dude. It was just fun.
He said it when he was being interviewed by someone from the attorney general's office, but that transcript was under oath, and then the judge has that, and he read that into the record.
Holy, this guy is stupid. Like, if he went there and said, "It was so stupid, I got caught up in the internet and I didn't realize the magnitude of what I was doing. I'm so remorseful," he would have probably seen a lesser sentence, right?
I think so, because there were 21 different women who were flown in by the prosecution to testify about, the effects of this revenge porn on their lives. Some women were suicidal. Women have lost their jobs. And the only time he ever showed emotion or even shed a tear was at the sentencing when his parents started to speak.
Wow, this is mind-blowing. This is like a sociopath. But still in all, I think it's terrible what he did. Believe me, I'm not standing up for him at all. But there are murderers who get less time than that. It seems a lot. I mean, it seems like a real lot.
I think it's because it's the first case of its kind, and California wants to nip it in the bud, and it wants to make an example of him to deter anyone else from doing it, because the Attorney General, Kamala Harris, that's exactly what she said. She said, "We will continue to be vigilant and investigate and prosecute those who commit these acts." And so they're making an example of him. He'll serve half the time, but people will read this, think 18 years, and then they'll think twice before posting that nude selfie of an ex that someone sent to them.
Wow. Well, yeah, that's what I want to talk to you about. Would you stay with me? Because just ahead, I want to talk about the implications of this, like what other sites and what else is going on the internet out there that people should be aware of, and that's being hosted. And also, who were the victims of this? I want to know who some of these people, who were they that he exploited? Stay with me. I'm speaking to Mari Fagel, the legal lady. We're talking revenge porn. I'm Maureen Langan. Maureen Langan in for Drex tonight. How are you this evening? We are talking revenge porn. This is crazy. A 28-year-old man from San Diego sentenced on Friday to 18 years in jail after being convicted of operating a revenge porn website. It showed naked, sexually explicit pictures of women posted by their angry ex-boyfriends or ex-husbands. Kevin Bollaert, a web developer, posted the pictures, and then he charged the women around $300 to have them removed. So, he would post them to a site called yougotposted.com, and then the women would be like, "Oh my God, I'm mortified. This is ruining my life." And they'd have to go to his other website, Change My Reputation, where he extorted them and took their money to get their pictures down. Well, joining me to talk about all of this is Mari Fagel. She's the legal lady. Her website is yourlegallady.com. Thanks for being with me, Mari.
Thank you.
All right. So obviously I said some of these pictures that were posted, they must have been very explicit.
I mean, a lot of them were photos. First of all, they're photos that these women think no one will see other than their boyfriends at the time. A lot of them were selfies, ones they took themselves and then sent them to their boyfriend. And in this day and age, a lot of women do that because they don't think that it's going to end up online for everyone to see.
I'll never do that as long as I live, ever, ever. First of all, I never would because I'm Irish Catholic and I have a healthy dose of shame and self-loathing. But aside from that, no, I'm kidding. But God, you can't try. Like, that's the thing. You're in a relationship with somebody, and even if it goes bad, you want to trust that they'll honor you, at least that you had something at one point. Who are these creepy guys doing that, and what's going to happen to them?
Yeah, that's to me, I mean, I think the judge is making an example of the web owner who posted these, but I think that's not going to be the end of this case and of these victims, because they can go after their ex-boyfriends. It's murky as to whether there will be criminal charges filed against these men. This is a new area of law that is changing and developing as we speak. Mm-hmm. But in terms of civil suits, there are certain tort claims that they can file: invasion of privacy, public disclosure of private fact, intentional infliction of emotional distress. One woman in February last year got a $500,000 settlement from her ex-boyfriend for posting photos of her on the internet.
Good. Piece of crap. He deserves it. The victims, I understand, were teachers, they were wives, they were professionals. I mean, the photos cost some of them their jobs, damaged other relationships. One gal said she tried to commit suicide.
Yeah, and I think the judge listened to these women. Not only did they testify during the trial, but 8 of them came out and spoke at his sentencing. One of them said she was forced to quit college, seek help in a mental hospital. Someone else said her parents kicked her out of her home that she shared with them once they saw these photos. Another woman talked about how she isolates herself in her apartment because she doesn't feel comfortable in public anymore.
Oh, it's such an invasion. But aren't there, Mari Fagel, aren't there more sites like this? There has to be out there, because the stuff you see, there's got to be more sites like this.
There are more sites like this. This was just the first one that was prosecuted. The next case up is Hunter Moore, who the Rolling Stones called the most hated man on the internet. He ran isanyoneUp.com. He actually pled guilty, so a smarter move on his end, because he's going to face no more than 9 years tops. He'll be sentenced any day now, but he'll serve 2 years in prison for identity theft and between 5 and 7 years for hacking.
Now, who is he?
Hunter Moore. His name is Hunter Moore.
And what did he posted photos of women too?
Yep, isanyoneUp.com. That was the site that he had. And then another revenge porn king, Craig Britton, he was prosecuted basically under an unfair business practices for running the site, so more of a Federal Trade Commission type of complaint.
Well, I'm glad that there's some laws and regulations getting down around this internet. I got to tell you, man, what guy, I understand there's some creeps, but how many women's photos were posted on YouGotPosted.com by this Kevin Bollaert, who got 18 years? Around how many women were exploited?
Well, in 10 months, more than 10,000 images were posted. That's between December 2012 and September 2013.
Holy moly. And I wonder, look, I have 3 brothers. I also have 2 sisters. I'm the oldest girl. I just grew up with guys and gals. There was this kind of respect thing going on because you grew up together. I don't know what guy sits home and you break up with your gal, and at one time you shared a love, you shared something hot, you shared something connected, and you're going to do that to them. Like, what enters your head? We go, that's a great idea. I'm going to show the whole world her vagina. That's going to be awesome. Like, who does that?
I mean, I can't ever claim to speak for these men or what was going through their minds, but I do think that in this day and age, the internet provides, some sort of screen, almost an anonymity. These men would never walk up to their ex-girlfriends and say terrible things to them and shame them in public, but because they're doing it online and there's a computer between them, they feel this power and they feel like they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, no, you make a good point. I'm speaking with Mari Fagel. Her website is yourlegallady.com. Do you have a Twitter as well, Mari?
At Mari Fagel.
At Mari Fagel. No, it's an interesting topic for sure. I just have to, for those just joining us now, this guy, Kevin Bollaert, got he's 28 years old. He got 18 years in prison. A San Diego dude who hosted these 2 websites, one that posted ex-girlfriends, ex-wives. These guys would upload pictures to this site, and then if the woman wanted their pictures down, this Kevin Bollaert would charge them around $300 to have so he exploited them, and that's really why. But I want you to repeat, for those just tuning in, what the transcript said that the judge reread in court that really sealed the deal for him.
He said, "I don't know, dude, like it was just fun." That's his reason for why he started the site.
Something wrong with that guy. He's going to have a lot of time on his hands to think about what he did, that's for sure. But I guess, I had a picture posted of me, not sexual at all. I just did not look very good, and that was upsetting enough to me. I was making a funny picture with my photographer. She's like, do something crazy into the camera. She's a friend of mine. And then somebody who doesn't even know me but doesn't like me, I guess, because I do comedy and I do a radio show, and they posted it. And I look like a sicko. And I was like, I want that down. I look so horrible. And my photographer said, well, I have the right to that, Maureen. I can just go after them and tell them to take it down, cease and desist. I said, it's not worth the effort. But I know how uncomfortable I just felt with my nose looking 4 times bigger than it really is. So I can't imagine these poor ladies, how they felt. Hey, I appreciate you. Well, what else are you working on, Mari? I know you're doing a lot of legal stuff, aren't you?
Yes, I host a web show called Justice is Served. I'll be talking about this revenge porn and these cases because I think it's a fascinating legal area that's developing every day. I've been following the Robert Durst case here in Los Angeles.
Creepy!
Very creepy. I worked in the district attorney's office, so I know the DA prosecuting the case. I find it fascinating. So go to my blog, yourlegallady.com. You can find my take on that, the Suge Knight case, a lot of big criminal cases coming up here in Los Angeles and in California.
Well, I do a Sunday night show, so I hope you'll come and join me on that show sometime, Mari. I really enjoyed talking with you tonight.
Thank you. So did I.
Okay, thanks a lot. Wow, revenge porn, man. I'm telling you, ladies, stop taking the nude shots and giving them to the dudes. They can see the goods, but no pictures. I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. That's enough. That's enough giving up of yourself.